There's something strange you notice when you start observing truly wealthy people closely. Not Instagram rich, not viral rich, but people whose money quietly works even when they're asleep. They don't drive what you expect. They don't wear what you expect. And they definitely don't spend the way movies taught us to believe. So the real question isn't how much they spend, it's what they refuse to spend on. Why do some people earn millions yet live calmly, while others earn six figures and feel constantly broke? Why does more money amplify peace for some and anxiety for others? Tonight we're pulling back the curtain, not on what the ultra-rich show the world, but on how they actually deploy their money behind closed doors. Stay with me till the end, because the final insight quietly changes how you'll look at money forever. If you're hungry for success and eager to learn, hit that subscribe button. We're here to share the secrets and strategies to accelerate your journey. They spend to remove invisible stress, not to impress people. Most people believe the ultra-rich spend to feel powerful. In reality, they spend to feel lighter. There's a quiet rule operating in their minds. Anything that repeatedly steals attention is a liability, no matter how small it looks. That's why many wealthy individuals outsource things early. Not because they're lazy, but because friction drains focus. Household management, logistics, scheduling, decision fatigue. These are hidden taxes on mental energy. A surprising study from Princeton showed that beyond $75,000 in annual income, happiness doesn't increase from buying more things, but it does increase when people gain control over their time. Most people do the opposite. They buy visible upgrades while silently tolerating daily friction, broken routines, cluttered schedules, constant interruptions. They reward themselves before stabilizing their environment. The ultra-rich reverse this order. They eliminate low-level stress first. Only then do they think about lifestyle upgrades. The transformation here isn't about money, it's about bandwidth. When your mental space clears, better decisions follow naturally. Number 2, pay for speed, not savings. There's a deep psychological shift that happens after a certain net worth. Time stops feeling renewable. Ultra-rich individuals don't ask, "Is this cheaper?" They ask, "How fast does this move me forward?" Private services, premium advisors express solutions, not for luxury, but for momentum. A delayed decision costs more than a premium fee. A slow execution costs more than an expensive shortcut. Most people pride themselves on saving $500 while losing 6 months. The wealthy protect velocity. This is why they invest in top-tier accountants, legal clarity, and decision frameworks early. A single optimized decision can unlock millions in downstream outcomes. The common mistake is believing speed is reckless. But slow indecision is often the riskiest strategy of all. The ultra-rich don't wait to feel ready. They buy readiness. And just ahead, we'll explore where they deliberately slow down, because not everything should move fast. Number 3, they buy position, not possessions. Here's something that quietly shocks people when they finally get close to real wealth. Ultra-rich individuals don't chase objects the way society expects them to. They're not emotionally attached to things. They're attached to position. Position means where you sit in the invisible hierarchy of access. Who takes your call? Who invites you into conversations before decisions are public? Who trusts you with information before it becomes obvious? Most people spend money to upgrade how they look. The ultra-rich spend money to upgrade where they're placed. A luxury car turns heads for a few seconds. But being in the right closed-door environment can change income for decades. This is why you'll see wealthy people pay for private memberships, exclusive conferences, advisory circles, or educational environments that don't advertise publicly. These spaces aren't about motivation, they're about proximity. Opportunity rarely announces itself loudly. It moves quietly through networks. The common trap is believing success is about visibility. In reality, leverage comes from invisibility combined with access. Number 4, they slow down lifestyle as money goes up. This part feels uncomfortable because it contradicts everything we're sold. As wealth increases, many ultra-rich individuals don't upgrade their lifestyle at the same pace. In fact, the rate often slows down. Not because they can't afford more, but because they understand the cost of permanent upgrades. Every lifestyle expansion creates a fixed future obligation. Bigger homes demand higher maintenance. More luxury demands more income certainty. More complexity demands more attention. The wealthy notice that the thrill of upgrades fades quickly, but the responsibility doesn't. So they cap lifestyle early and redirect excess cash elsewhere. Most people do the opposite. They let income dictate consumption, assuming they can always earn more later. But income is fragile. Habits are not. This is why many high earners feel trapped despite impressive paychecks. Their lifestyle requires constant performance. The ultra-rich design life so income pressure decreases over time. Stability becomes the real luxury. When lifestyle growth is controlled, money becomes calm. And calm money creates space for smarter decisions. That calm is exactly what allows the next powerful spending behavior to emerge, one that protects wealth during uncertainty. Number 5. They pay for flexibility, not predictions. Most people want certainty. The ultra-rich want options. Instead of betting everything on one outcome, they structure their finances so multiple futures can work in their favor. This mindset changes how they deploy money. They keep liquidity even when returns look tempting. They diversify not out of fear, but out of control. They avoid locking themselves into commitments that limit movement. This isn't hesitation, it's strategic patience. Many people believe confidence comes from knowing what will happen next. The ultra-rich know something different. The future is unpredictable, but preparation is controllable. The biggest mistake is tying money to rigid plans. When reality shifts, those plans break and force emotional decisions. Flexibility removes urgency. Urgency destroys leverage. When markets change, flexible capital buys opportunities. When uncertainty rises, optionality becomes power. Ask yourself this: does your money give you choices or obligations? Once flexibility is built, something subtle changes internally. Decision-making becomes calmer. Risk feels measured instead of scary. And that psychological shift leads to a deeper investment, not in markets, but in the self. They spend to protect their identity. Ultra-wealth isn't just financial, it's psychological stability at scale. The ultra-rich understand that identity erosion is expensive. The wrong environment, the wrong influences, constant comparison, these slowly sabotage long-term thinking. So they spend intentionally to protect their inner world. They curate information carefully. They limit exposure to noise. They invest in mentors, private guidance, emotional clarity, and long-term thinking tools. Not because they're lost, but because alignment compounds. Most people underestimate how much their surroundings shape decisions. The ultra-rich don't. They know that one poor emotional decision can undo years of disciplined effort. This is why you'll notice wealthy individuals value privacy, structure, and routine. It's not about hiding, it's about preservation. Here's a powerful question to sit with. Does your environment pull you toward patience or impulsiveness? When identity is stable, money flows differently. There's less reaction, more intention. And that creates space for the final rule, the one that quietly governs all their spending. They spend last, not first. This is the rule that ties everything together. Ultra-rich individuals don't spend based on desire. They spend based on sequence. First comes asset growth, then comes protection, then comes optimization. Only after that does lifestyle enter the picture. Spending is not emotional, it's deliberate. Most people reverse this order. Lifestyle comes first, investments are postponed, protection is an afterthought, and savings depend on what's left. The wealthy flip the script. They ensure money is already working before it's enjoyed. This removes guilt, fear, and pressure from spending. When they do spend, it feels earned, not risky. This ordering creates peace even before wealth becomes massive. Does your spending reward the present or secure the future first? When you change the order, money stops being stressful. It becomes supportive. And that's the real transformation, not richer purchases, but a calmer relationship with money itself. The ultra-rich don't win because they earn more. They win because their money obeys a different logic. I'm grateful for the chance to share these insights with you. If this video made a difference, like it, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe for more powerful tips. If you're curious about the Japanese Kakeibo method of saving money, why it's genius, that's exactly what I cover in the next video. See you there.